Fire alarm review number 19. Yeah. So, well, you guys asked for it, so here it is. Fire alarm review number 19. And you might already know what this device is. Maybe. Box. ADA compliant. Kind of ripped a little bit, but I expected it, but here it is. NS-24-MCW FR. It could be in better shape, but yeah. It's got that Cooper Wheelock box, I guess you could say, because of course Wheelock got bought out, or was it Wheelock who bought Cooper, or Cooper bought Wheelock, or something like that? Information on the bottom. Yeah, this is before Cooper Wheelock, of course, and that wasn't until 2006. And then, of course, now Wheelock is now Yatsen, or however you pronounce that company, Wheelock. So, yeah, and there it is. Wheelock NS. I used to have a new unboxed Wheelock NS, by the way, a long time ago, which I might have mentioned this story, but then the strobe died, and then the horn died. So, yeah, I was not careful with alarms back then. So, yeah, it's nice to finally have yet another have the NS back, because of course, as you know, I used to have an NS, which I eventually traded with CJ9899, who still has it to this day, I believe. And yeah, I got this, by the way, from Fire Alarm 9200, so thank you very much, by the way. Pretty simple. There is stuff in the box, as you know. We got, get in there, a cardboard insert for the NS to sit in. I think it might be missing like some sort of like plastic cover or something. I don't really know. Been a long time since I've had a new box NS, so beats me. We got mounting screws. We got Phillips plus, what do you call it? Phillips and flathead. Those are flathead, these are Phillips. So you keep this intact because I actually so happen to have this type of screw. Mounting screws. You get the gist. And then we do have manuals. And that's about it. I'll turn the light this way, sorry about that. So, different from all the other Wheelock manuals I've been showing you, because this one is newer. Wow, this is a big one. That's going to be fun. Just put those over there. Line screws. So we got I think this is a general information or something like that. Let's see. Is there sheet 1 through 4? So it goes like, I don't think this has been used. It's all new, so general information. So again, if you want to read, just pause. I'll skim through it. Copyright 2002 Wheelock. This was made in 04. I'll show you the rest in a moment. Not easy when you have one hand. Just one hand. And let's see if you can see that. Placement, UL listing. Even talks about the ADA Act. Audible appliances. Installation. It wants to. Again, just pause if you want to read. Do not paint. Be careful. Hey, that's the same information from the EHEL1WI, but be careful not to. Yeah. very important. So, final checkout testing. I'm gonna make sure this doesn't. Okay. Then I'll try to get through the big one, the big sheet. See if we can get it done. Because it's already going on 7 minutes, and it's pretty long. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Let's see if I can even get past this. I will pause here because this is gonna be a while. So be right back. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, this is a big manual. This is a big layout. So let's try to get it all done. Try not to get my shadow in there. This phone is, there we go. Same situation, pause if you want to read. Sheet 2 is over here. I know that's kind of covering it. Just talking about the candela here, I believe. There's nothing under here, by the way. It's just... showing how you would set the dip switches or jumpers. Alright, here comes the fun part, flipping this around. Let's see. There we go. Here's the wiring, and I do apologize again for the pretty crappy focus. NS-MP. Huh, interesting. I don't know if I heard of that, but okay. See the mess. Finally, warranty information. March 04. So, that is it for this big manual, or biggest manual I've seen. Just a lot of information, so if that was any interest to you, then good job, and if not, then I'm sorry. Goodness, I gotta figure out a way to just, I'll come back to that. Device. So, like I mentioned before, if this was a Cooper Wheelock device, it would say it under here, it would just say Cooper Wheelock. But right now it just has the original Wheelock logo because this is pre-2006. I say that because right there, 2004. So now you can see this extra terminal here. This is where the rare NS4, if this was an NS4, which would have terminal block here and terminal block here. And yes, like I was saying, the NS4 is very rare, actually. So, and then taking this off just has the circuit board. So, and you can take off this cover two ways. There's screwdriver tab here, screwdriver tab here. But since this is plastic, I feel the best way to do this. I mean, if this was on a wall, you would definitely have to put this here because you'd have to like bend it and such. But since this is not on a wall, it's not flush on a wall, you only have to go in there. If you know what I'm talking about. So what you do is you just pop here and just bend it. You're just kind of bending it slightly. You're bending that little part back, so not too bad to do 2 hands. And there you go. Nice and rigid. Yeah. And here's the front. The high and low jumper, if you remove the jumper, it's on low. If you remove this jumper, it puts it to low. If you put it in, it's high. If you remove this jumper, it's on horn. And if you put it back in, it's code 3. And there's a piezo in the multi-candela strobe. I'll set it to 110. Why not? And I think I've bored you enough. Hopefully I haven't too much. We're going on 11 minutes. Time for the testing portion. Let's do the jump cut. So now we're on to the testing portion of the Wheelock NS. I have this set at its very default. So what I mean by that is that this is on high volume, code 3. And I'm going to keep it at high volume, and I know I'm probably going to regret it because this thing is very, very loud and high, as you would expect. So, right, this is code 3, and we'll get into the rest at the end. So here you go. Thing's really loud on high, of course. No surprise there. So now to remove the J1, this is gonna be quick because after this my neighbors are gonna love me for this. So I take out the code 3 jumper, and now it's on continuous. High volume continuous. Oh man. Super loud. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yikes, the thing is super loud. Oh, sorry to keep repeating myself, but it be very loud. So, final review portion of this, or I'm sorry, the end of this review. So, I'm gonna do what I always do, which is screw this. So, back to the whole rarity scale thing, and yeah, this is gonna be like the most common fire alarm I've ever reviewed, literally. I think past fire alarm reviews might beg to differ, but gosh, I mean, we're pretty much like at, I think the next fire alarm review is like the 20th one, so, sorry, I'm just trying to like get this to screw. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so rarity scale, of course, as you know, 1 is your Spectral Classic or your Spectral Advanced, and 5 is your Wheelock 712 for the well, like I keep saying, the Gamehole M69, which I don't know why I keep referring to it. Probably because I really, really am trying to look for one of those someday. But this is a total. This is like, I'm gonna say a 1.5 maybe, or 2, maybe 2 to 2.5. This is very common. I think they're less. They're not terribly common. Probably because, of course, the newer, the ZNS, honestly, well, actually the ZNS, surprisingly, is actually less common than this, which is a little surprising. But, of course, I think the Exceeder series, of course, is probably the most common you can find. That's probably going to be your total 1. Because, of course, these NSs got discontinued in favor for the ZNS, which, in a moment I can grab it. I don't have a working ZNS, as some of you guys, if any of you guys watch my older videos, but yeah. So yeah, it's very, very common. These things, of course, I think if you find one of these new in box, I mean, they're only a tad bit more, a little tad rare, I guess. I don't know. This one could be rare in the sense that it's an older one, since it's not Cooper Wheelock, but I really don't know. These things are very common, and I guarantee you won't have any trouble finding one of these. And they're very cheap too. I got my original NS, the one before this, of course, which I traded. Once again, referring to CJ9899, who has the NS that I did. I got one fairly cheap. I got it for like under $20, so you can definitely find these around there. I think they vary from like, I think cheapest being, gosh, if you could find one for $10, then you really struck a deal. And I think the most these go for, but I would not recommend you pay for something that's like higher than 50. I say like an average price would be 20. 20 is like the most average price you could get for this, and then 30 maybe. It depends. You just gotta do your research. That's what I recommend. So yeah, and I definitely would recommend these. They're great first alarms, very easy to wire up. It's 2-wire though, so I mean, if you can find an NS4 though, you could spring for that more. I would definitely recommend. I mean, to me, this regular NS is just as special as the NS4, but I know the NS4 is much rarer. That one's like a 3 to possibly even a 4, because those are rare. So, if you want a 4-wire device, try to look for an NS4. I know there is a couple NS4s for sale by one seller, but you better get them soon, because I guarantee you they're going to be sold out very soon. I can almost guarantee that. So here's my broken ZNS, which succeeded this device. It's bulkier. It's got a different mounting plate, of course. This one's broken, as you know, because of tab, and then this one's like completely dead. It's from 2006. And I think this might have been right at the time when Cooper. I think this was a Cooper Wheelock device. I don't know. Yeah, I would recommend these two. Just be very, very careful with fire alarms, by the way, because like I said, my original NS that I had before this, I broke the horn. Well, actually, first it was the strobe that died, and then it was the horn. So be very careful, guys, with your fire alarms. So that's the end of fire alarm review number 19 of the Wheelock NS. Thanks for watching. See you later.